How Blue Origin, SpaceX, and Virgin Galactic damage the environment. With the advancement in the industry of space travel, the three leading companies, Blue Origin, SpaceX, and Virgin Galactic, have started etching their names in the minds of everyone. Well, you must be wondering how they're doing this. Let us tell you. Each year, these companies take one step further to make space tourism much easier for people. But there's no doubt that these space journeys are only for the rich strata of society. Only the wealthy can afford to go to the moon and back, quite literally. In today's video, we're going to tell you about how space travels, be it for mere experience or space exploration, are seriously harming the environment in many ways. Keep watching the video till the end to know it all. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive right in. No doubt we're getting closer to new technologies emerging every day. But what does it entail? How does it cost the environment and our natural resources? Does it come into consideration or even our attention? The agenda of this video is the same, to let people know about the dangers coming for the environment. A single rocket launch costs a heavy amount of money and emits various kinds of substances while taking off. Well, we agree that witnessing and hearing a rocket is a breathtaking experience. The gigantic flames, the loud atmospheric sounds, and the jaw-dropping lighting make the experience just amazing. But to think that even a single rocket launch costs amazing amounts of money, as well as the environment, is incredible. A single rocket can pollute the environment to a vast extent. Of course, the technology aims to decrease the intensity of the pollution, but we surely cannot switch to the latest models from the traditional ones so quickly. So, the best way is to accept the fact that there's a lot of damages being done by the traditional rockets. The usual components that we assume come out of the rocket launch are carbon dioxide, CO2, water vapor, carbon soot, carbon monoxide, which all gets bonded and subsequently turns into carbon dioxide, NOx, chlorine, alumina, and sulfuric compounds. These are the bad elements that are present in the black smog in a busy city. All of them are pretty harmful. The ozone-depleting elements are chlorine, alumina, and nitrogen oxides, and are labeled as ODS, or ozone-depleting substances. They've been heavily monitored by the space agencies since the year 1996. There are a few greenhouse gases as well. When we start to name them, these are likely carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and carbon soot. We know you might be wondering that soot is not a gas, so why is it on this list? Well, that's because soot and water vapor act as greenhouse gas. These are the substances that absorb more heat than the atmospheric strata do. Yes, it also has a name. It's radiative forcing. The logic is clear. If these substances are put into the atmosphere for a long time, they will keep on absorbing the heat from the sun more and more. So by now, we're sure that it has been established that a rocket launch can harm the environment pretty seriously. Now, let's compare the different substances released by different types of rockets. For the start, the dirtiest of rocket launches. These are the solid rocket boosters that are mostly found at the first stage of the rockets. For them, the high thrust of energy matters a lot, and is quite actually needed the most. You must be wondering why. Well, don't you worry, we'll tell you everything. Now, as we know, to throw an object completely out of the Earth's atmosphere, you would require a speed of 11.2 kilometers per second. That's insane. So with this being established, it's obvious that rockets would need an insane amount of thrust to launch. 85% of this thrust is produced by these solid rocket boosters that we just talked about. These solid rocket boosters are usually composed of hydrochloric acid, ammonium perchlorate, perchloric acid, and ammonia salts, and aluminum or magnesium powders. So much chemistry all in one. Guess now we realize how rocket science is so difficult. Since we know all these elements, it's easy to understand how they emit aluminum oxide and black carbon, which is the soot. Now let's take a look at Blue Origin's and SpaceX's hydrogen rockets. We know that hydrogen is the cleanest fuel we can imagine, and by burning this, we literally get water. But with the new technology hydrogen rockets by Blue Origin, SpaceX, and Virgin Galactic, there can be found traces of other harmful elements as well. To think that these advancements in space exploration technology are costing us at a very large level is alarming. From trapping enormous amounts of heat from the sun to leaving harmful particles in the atmosphere for a long time, the ambitious space journeys by big companies are harming nature. There's no doubt that Blue Origin, SpaceX, and Virgin Galactic are working hard to dig out renewable sources of energy to facilitate space tourism. In a recent interview, a spokesman of Virgin Galactic even said that experiments are being done by the company to minimize carbon emissions for further flights. Elon Musk is known to give the world clean energy for his cars to run. Tesla produces green fuel cars each year. But the question is Elon Musk's SpaceX also doing the same? That's it for today, folks. We'll see you in another video.